Good morning, class 11. We are going to continue with the story, The Chinese Statue. Okay, so in the last class, we had come across various Chinese tradition. All right, if you remember the story, we were talking about, like, the story starts with in an auction room, and then we move back where we are told about the history of the statue as to how did that statue come to Alexander. All right, so we are going to continue where we see that this Alexander, on one of his visit, he meets a craftsman. He goes to the workshop and then he comes across various statues. All right, and one such statue of the craftsman which he considered as a masterpiece, he held it very close to his heart. That masterpiece was being shown to Alexander, and Alexander liked that very much, and he said, "How I wish the piece was mine." And then we are said that this is the most undiplomatic word uttered by Alexander. All right, now why is it said so? We are going to do that. Sir Alexander regretted voicing his thoughts immediately. He heard the Mandarin translate them because he knew only too well that old Chinese tradition that if an honored guest requests something, the giver will grow in the eyes of his fellow men by parting with it. So now we come across another Chinese tradition which says that if somebody comes to visit you, all right, if somebody comes to visit you, an honored guest, and if he asks something from you, then you are supposed to give that thing, you are supposed to give it to him. All right, so something the giver will grow in the eyes of his fellow men by parting with it. That means you have to give that thing to that person. Now if you remember, that Chinese statue was very precious for this craftsman. All right, but when Alexander said that how I wish the piece was mine, according to the Chinese tradition, now this piece should be given to Alexander by the craftsman. Now a sad look came over the face of the little craftsman as he handed back the figurine to the minister. Figurine refers to the small figure of that, of that Emperor Kung. All right. So now this craftsman was very sad. All right, because now he had to give that statue to Alexander according to the Chinese tradition. No, I was only joking. Now Alexander understood this. Alexander understood his mistake. He should not have said that. Now, no, I was only joking, said Sir Alexander, quickly trying to return the piece to its owner. So now he regretted what he said, and now he was trying to return the statue of that emperor to the craftsman. You would dishonor my humble home if you did not take the emperor, Your Excellency, the old man said anxiously. So this was considered to be a dishonor if whatever has been given by this craftsman is not taken by Alexander. So it would be a dishonor to the craftsman. So he says that no, you take this statue from me. The old man said anxiously, and the Mandarin gravely, seriously nodded his agreement, and the Mandarin said yes. The minister remained silent for some time. I have dishonored my own home, sir, he replied, and looked towards the Mandarin, who remained inscrutable. Inscrutable means when you are difficult to understand somebody's feelings. So now the minister was not able to understand anything because he knew that he had made a mistake by asking for the piece. All right, so he says that I have dishonored my own place. I should not have said that, all right, but by mistake I said it. The little craftsman bowed. I must fix a base on the statue. If you remember, the statue had one defect. It was the statue did not have a base. All right, so now the craftsman, he bows and then he says, I must fix a base on the statue. He said, oh, you will not be able to put the piece on view. So every showpiece should have, if you have seen, it should have a base, otherwise you will not be able to keep it somewhere, isn't it? So he says, the craftsman says, I will have to find a base for the statue, alright, and once I find the base for the statue, you can take the statue. He went to a corner of the room and opened a wooden packing chest that must have housed 100 bases for his own statue. So he goes to one corner of the room, and there were so many bases lying there. All right. Now rummaging means to search. Haphazardly, he was searching for the exact base. So rummaging around, he picked out a base decorated with small dark figures that the minister did not care for, but which nevertheless made a perfect fit. So he just took out one base for the statue which had beautiful carvings, and then he takes it out, and then he he did not care for what was it, but he just wanted it to be of perfect size. It should fit the statue. The old man assured Sir Alexander that although he did not know the base's history, the piece bore the mark of a good craftsman. So he says that though the history, just as he had told Alexander about the history of the statue, he did not know about the history of the base, but then he says that it was made by a good craftsman. The embarrassed minister, he was highly embarrassed, refers to Alexander, isn't it? He should not have asked for the statue, but by mistake he had asked for it. So he is highly embarrassed when the craftsman hands over the statue with the base to the minister, that is Alexander. So the embarrassed minister took the gift and tried hopelessly to thank the little old man. The craftsman once again bowed low as Sir Alexander, and the expressionless Mandarin left the little workshop. So now the statue was handed over to Alexander. Now Alexander with the Mandarin now leaves the hut of the craftsman and moves out. So the Mandarin is also expressionless. He doesn't know what to say. As the party travelled back to Peking, the Mandarin observed the terrible state the minister was in and uncharacteristically spoke first. So Mr. Alexander was highly troubled. All right, he had brought the statue, and which was very close to the craftsman. So now he was highly troubled. Though he had brought the statue, but he knows he has made a mistake, and he has to give something in return. Okay, and then when looking at the mental state of Alexander, Mandarin speaks first and says something to Alexander. Your Excellency is no doubt aware, he said, of the old Chinese tradition, that is old Chinese custom. So now we come across another Chinese custom which says that when a stranger has been generous, you must return the kindness within the calendar year. So it says we come across another Chinese custom that if some stranger gives you something, all right, if somebody gives you something, then you have to give back something as a return gift to that person concerned within a calendar year, means within 1 year. Sir Alexander smiled his thanks and thought carefully about the Mandarin's word. Okay, once back in his official residence, he went immediately to the embassy's extensive library to see if he could discover a realistic value for the little masterpiece. So now he goes back to his office, and then he goes to the library, to the embassy's library, all right, and then he was looking for some good gift for the craftsman which was worth the value of the statue that he had brought from got from the craftsman. So after much diligent research, diligent means careful, okay, he came across a drawing of a Ming statue. So he was frantically searching in the library whether he could get any proper gift, and then after a thorough search he finds a drawing of a Ming statue that was almost an exact copy of the one now in his possession, and with the help of the Mandarin he was able to access its true worth. So now he finds this statue, he finds this drawing of the Ming statue, and it was quite expensive, all right, it was quite worth it, and now he tries to find out the value of that drawing from the Mandarin. Okay, now he was able to access his true worth, a figure that came to almost 3 years emolument. Emolument refers to fees paid for one's work, okay. So 3 years emolument for a servant of the crown. So it was equal to 3 years fees paid for one's work to the queen, to the crown. The minister discussed the problem with Lady Heathcote, and she left her husband in no doubt as to the course of the action he must take. And then we see that he had a discussion with his wife, and his wife offers some suggestion. The following week, the minister dispatched a letter by private messenger to the bankers, Scouts and Co. in the Strand, London, requesting that they send a large part of his savings to reach him in Peking as quickly as possible. Now he writes a letter because now he is in need of money, because he had thought of buying something for the craftsman. When the funds arrived 9 weeks later, the minister again approached the Mandarin, who listened to his questions and gave him the details he had asked for 7 days later. So now what happens once the money comes? All right, he meets the Mandarin because he had given some work to the Mandarin. He had told Mandarin to do something and he wanted the report. Now what was it that that Alexander had told Mandarin to do? The Mandarin had discovered that the little craftsman Yung Li, so we see the name of the craftsman was Yung Li, came from the old and trusted family of Yung Shao, who had for some 500 years been craftsmen. So the entire family, the ancestors of Yung Li was also craftsmen. So they were born craftsmen. So Alexander also learned that many of Yung Li's ancestors had examples of their work in the palaces of Manchu princes. So they were excellent craftsmen. The ancestors of Yung Li were also craftsmen, and they had made so many statues. All right, Yung Li himself was growing old and wished to retire to the hills above the village where his ancestors had always died. So there was one wish of this craftsman, that is, whose name was Yung Li, that he wanted to live during after his retirement, he wanted to go back to the hills above the village. That means he wanted to live a secluded life. He wanted to live a life away from away from human civilization. He wanted to go to the hills and live the rest of his life there. That was one wish of this craftsman Yung Li. His son was ready to take over the workshop from him and continue the family tradition. So Yung Li's son was, he was happy to take over the family business. That is, he was happy to carry on the work of a craftsman. Okay. Now the minister thanked the Mandarin for his diligence, that is hard work, and had only one more request of him. The Mandarin listened sympathetically to the ambassador from England and returned to the palace to seek advice. So this was the information given by the Mandarin to Alexander about the craftsman whose name was Yung Li, from whom he had brought the emperor's statue. statue, all right. So he got to know the entire history of this Yung Li, all right, whose only wish was to go to the hills far away from the village and live the rest of his life there. So after knowing this, there was one more request made by Alexander, all right, to the Mandarin, and the Mandarin, he he is ready to listen to this request of Alexander. He was most probably he was told to go to the palace to ask for some permission. Okay, so we are going to stop here. All right, we are going to continue with this in the next class.